Well, it's day 2. Heading into a new spot today. Well, I finally made it up here. It's 7:17 right now. I'm at the spot that's right on the lake here. I had several good bucks on the trail camera from this spot. I brought my coffee with me today. Last night I was on the verge of a migraine. Probably had something to do with not having enough coffee. Mosquitoes are terrible. Need my Thermacell. I left it at home. Alright, well, unfortunately, the wind in this stand is not what the weather predicted. I've not seen or heard a thing since I've been in the stand. I've been throwing milkweed, and the milkweed's going in the wrong direction. So I think I'm going to pack up and possibly look for another place to go. This is a good stand location. I don't want to ruin it by sitting here on the wrong wind, so. Alright, well, the plan right now is to scout an area that I've been wanting to scout, but I've looked at some of it during turkey season, but I didn't get back as far as I wanted to. I'm going to try to use the wind to my advantage, and there's a lot of rolling hills in this section that I'm going to, so I might be able to get eyes on something before it sees me and try to put a stalk on it. So that's the game plan. Let's see what happens. Well, I just jumped a little yearling. Unfortunately, there's no way to get through this stuff quietly. This is what I'm dealing with. So I'm just going to back out. I can't really go any farther. Well, it's officially raining. I don't want to set up in the rain and get all my camera gear wet and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to call it a day today and either head back out tomorrow or Friday for sure. All right. We'll talk to you later. All right. Well, it's October 3rd. I'm getting dressed right now and getting ready to head out. It is 2:45. I'm trying to hustle. I got a good wind for the spot that I'm going to go to. First time I'm going to hunt this spot this year. I turkey hunted it and had a trail camera out here, and I've seen a lot of deer in this spot. There's a field on the left side, a small woods with 2 swamps in it, and on the east side is a cornfield. A lot of the deer are crossing right here behind me. They're crossing this field and then they're making their way across the wood. So I'm going to get set up on the high point right between these 2 swamps and try to catch deer passing through. So let's see what happens. He's a pretty nice guy. Name's Ryan. Said he's been hunting this spot for a few years. He and his buddy have a couple permanent stands out here. So we got a game plan. We were actually going to be hunting the exact same area, so I told him, out of respect for the fact he's got a ladder stand, I told him I would move a little further south. He said he'd rather have me hunting out here than a couple other guys he knows of that have no respect. So, nice kid. Alright, I just had 2 does coming down this field. It's 4:12 right now. I had a doe walk past me when I was looking for a tree to pick out. I expect them to come from this way or straight in front of me, the way I'm facing. I just had another deer. It came down the field and went past me. That's 4 deer so far.
is bedded down right behind me, about 40 yards. I'm not going to shoot it. I only want to shoot a big mature doe. That happened so fast. I'm not sure if I put a good shot on that doe. It was a big mature doe. I didn't even know she was below me. I was looking at those other two that were bedded down. Ends up it was 2 deer that were bedded down. And this doe was right below me. I turned around. She was walking away, so I had to grab my bow, had to get the camera going, had to get the action camera going. I hope it was a good shot, but she was quartering away. So I shot her a little back, knowing that I was aiming for the opposite shoulder. But I'm just not sure until I get down and check the arrow. I just want to look for blood before it gets too dark. I saw her direction, but deer was standing somewhere in here. I gotta find my arrow. I was in that tree right there. She was somewhere right down here. All right. I got blood. There's blood all down here. Yeah, we got deer hair too. It's brown. There's my arrow. Good blood. All right, well, she came out of the woods and headed into this thick stuff. There's some good blood right there. All right, she didn't go very far. My tree was just through those trees right there. She ran down the hill. When she got to the swamp, she turned around and came back up the hill, made like a horseshoe, and she's dead right there. I hit her farther back than I thought. It's not the best shot placement, but I must have hit an artery or something. See if we can see the exit. I did not mean to shoot that far back, but it worked. It was a Rage broadhead. It did the trick. So, must have hit an artery. I got lucky. All right, let's get her out of here. Okay, I'm at home. I've had an opportunity to review this video tons of times actually. I was pretty shocked when I walked up on the doe and saw how far back the shot was. So I went back and I've watched this over and over, and I have a few things that I think might have happened. I'm not sure. But before I get into that, I just want to say I'm fortunate to have recovered this deer. Second, I'm really glad that the deer didn't suffer a long, agonizing death due to being gut shot. Fortunately, I hit the aortic artery and she expired quickly. So those two things being said, I think a couple of things that possibly happened with this. For one, I was rushed. That's no excuse. For two, the deer was walking away from me and she was quartering away pretty hard. That's what I had in my head as I was hooking up my release and drawing my bow. Right as she came to a stop, she turned slightly to her left, and I was already looking through my sight, had my 20-yard pin on her. In my head, I was thinking shoot back, shoot for the offside shoulder, double lung her. After watching the video, you can see that there's a small sapling there. I don't know that I saw that small sapling. It's close to where I was aiming, I think. You'll see when I freeze the frame, my Lumenok is heading right towards that sapling. What I think might have happened, I don't know this for sure. The video is not clear and I can't really tell. It's possible the arrow hit that sapling and threw the arrow to her hip, and somehow maybe when it penetrated, it hit the hip, it slung the arrow and it came out on the opposite side. So I'm not really sure. The other thing that happens right as I'm taking the shot is the deer begins to take a step. So the deer steps forward and the arrow hits back. I knew the arrow hit back. I thought she was quartering, so I still thought I got a lung, or possibly double lung. So I don't know if the sapling had something to do with it. I definitely know her stepping had something to do with it, but it's possible I hit the sapling. That's my only explanation with the way that shot went and the way I found the deer. If anybody else sees something that I'm missing, feel free to leave a comment. You know, I'll definitely learn from this, and that's the important thing. I want to learn from, I don't know if I would call this a mistake, maybe it was a mistake, but I'm definitely going to learn from it. So anyway, just wanted to explain, and like I said, if you see something that I'm not seeing, feel free to leave me a comment, and maybe I can learn something else. All right, you guys have a good one. We'll see you.